Welcome, basketball fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report for this week's Fever Report with John Robertson and Michelle Garmon. And, John, is there anything to report?
I think there's a couple stories that really are relevant to Fever fans. The first one is going to have to be what's up with Aaliyah Boston's leg. She took an injury in Unrivaled, had to leave the game for the fourth quarter, and just didn't return. And then they said she wasn't coming back for the rest of the season for Unrivaled, which I wish she wouldn't have played it at all. But she's out for the Olympic basketball, so it's clearly bigger than nothing.
Yeah.
So you have to wonder how that's going to play into the Fever
But
season.
will that matter at all?
Well, and that's the other story is
injured for.
Yeah, the other story is, will we even have a season? Those are the two biggest questions, right? Do we have a WNBA season? If yes, what's up with Aaliyah Boston? And hopefully Caitlin doesn't get hurt playing USA basketball. Those are the three big things to talk about. So we'll just not bury the lead. We'll get all three out right in the open, right at the beginning. So which one do you guys want to talk about first?
Well, let's just talk about Boston first. I guess that's one of the things about playing Unrivaled, and you always have that chance of an injury when they play off season. I think this is Boston's first year of playing in the Unrivaled League, right?
No, I think she played last year.
Okay.
I don't watch it much. Even though Lexi's in it, I don't watch it.
Oh, I don't watch it either. I just thought that Boston did a lot more television work last year during the off season.
She did do some broadcasting for college basketball. She did a couple of South Carolina games, I think.
She has them last year and this year.
So to segue into the negotiation talks, if I'm the WNBA, if I'm going to give these people even close to what they're wanting, I'm forcing non-compete clauses where they can't compete in other leagues.
Absolutely.
It's got to be done. And I don't think they're going to want to do it. I think it's going to be a sticking point because they want more money and they want to be able to play in other stuff. But if I'm an owner, I want to protect my investments.
Exactly. And it's and that's why, again, that's another reason that Stewart and Collier should not be involved in the negotiations, because it's a conflict of interest for them, because they're not going to want to disband Unrivaled.
Unrivaled must die.
Well, and I think that we were seeing, if you really read into what's going on in the negotiations, and I don't really want to open this political can of worms, but like union leaders tend to negotiate for union leaders. They'll tell you it's for the good of everyone and all of the workers, but at the end of the day, I don't think that's always the case. I don't even think it's
Wait. Are you saying unions are corrupt, John?
I'm saying.
Are you saying that come on?
I'm saying there's a lot of corruption within unions leadership sometimes. Yes, I'll say that. So I think you're starting to see a lot of infighting within the players' union themselves, because I feel like the majority of the players they can't afford to take the season off. They can't afford to just chill and not get stuff. I think you've probably got about 10 WNBA players who make enough on other things that they could make enough to survive and be okay, but the majority of them can't. So I think you're starting to see the cracks. But the deadline's in 2 days before we start to see season impacted. March 10th is supposed to be the hard deadline for season non-impact. I don't know. I don't know that we'll get it done, or they'll get it done.
I don't know that they will either. It is interesting. For those players that are on USA basketball, they're still going to have something to do and to keep them focused. I just find it funny. I'm sure that the players' union, I'm sure Collier and Stewart would just love for Caitlin Clark to put input and kind of throw support that way. I just love the fact that she's just letting it all play out.
I don't think that they want her input. I really don't think they want her input.
Oh, I think they'd like her support, though.
Well, I think they'd like her support. But
I'm not saying her input. I said I think they would like for her to throw support their way.
Yeah, I don't think she'll do it, and I think that's good. Good for her.
I hope she doesn't.
I agree. I think how she's doing is perfect.
Good for her. She's the key. She's the key to the whole thing, and everybody knows it. Every other WNBA player could retire right now, and you could just rebuild the league around Caitlin Clark, and the numbers would continue to go up. Sorry, the rest of the WNBA. And don't get me wrong, there are players like Paige Beckers and others who could be that level of player too someday. But right now, this league is built around Caitlin Clark. Everybody knows it, and
you got to market what sells and what people are interested in. That doesn't mean that you have to play her soft or treat her different or whatever, but you have to acknowledge that she's what's moving the needle. She's what's getting people's eyes on the WNBA. Yes, there's a rise in girls basketball all over, but I would argue that Caitlin Clark has the majority of the world's attention. And if you fumble that because you're trying to get whatever, then you have generationally fumbled a lot of money.
And you're right. There's a lot of talent coming. There's a lot of Caitlin Clark level talent that's coming. Maybe not that level, but close to that. All out throughout the grades in high schools and colleges, just based on her influence and the influence of some others. And by the time Caitlin's a veteran, if they do things right, this can be a successful league.
No, I 100%
this is an
agree.
important moment for that.
Well, and I'm going to go on. I think Caitlin Clark's the best player, but you don't even have to believe she's the best player and still acknowledge that she's the one that brings the attention. That's the thing that people can't separate, right? She's got charisma. She's got eyes on her. People want to watch her. So even if you don't think she's the best player, that's fine, but you have to acknowledge that she's the one that's bringing the attention.
Oh, she's the most marketable player. Maybe some of these others should take a look at her. She doesn't need to play off-season basketball, and why? She's got great advisors around her. She stays apolitical. She does events that promote kids and goes out there. She's accessible. I'm telling you, she's the model of what you want to see in a basketball player. With her actions and everything, she sticks to the game. That's what she does. She plays basketball. And because of that, and she draws in endorsements because she draws a ton of crowds. But I still say a lot of that is because she sticks to basketball, kind of on and off the court. And I think that's what people want to see from athletes sometimes. They don't care they want to see you stick to what you do best.
Well, the social wins have told these players recently that they need to get involved. They even tried to say that Michael Jordan made a mistake by not getting involved, and it's nonsense. The political wins, when again, we're not here to talk about politics, but are moving back the other way, and Caitlin Clark's in the right spot to take advantage of it. But again, huge week or two here to make a decision and get this thing going, because if they blow it, it's a big, big setback for this league.
I don't think the league survives a strike. I don't think it survives. I think it will exist. I just don't think it will ever be any good.
No.
I don't think you'll ever get the attention that it had. Like, you have the potential for a lot of people who care about a league. You're filling stadiums. You're selling out Gainbridge Fieldhouse. I think if they strike, you see that nowhere else. It just never happens again. People just stop caring.
Well, and especially with this expansion, they want expansion. They want more players and everything, but yet they're killing themselves. I'm here. You just have this investment from owners and groups, and now you may kill the product.
And apparently, the key day is 2 days from now, Tuesday. If the WNBA is saying if they pass that, we're starting to look at cancellations and things like that.
Yep. Well, because you got to remember, we still got expansion draft, we got regular draft, we got free agency, all of it. Like, it's, I don't see. They're playing a game of chicken, and I think the owners have the leverage, and
of course they do.
We'll see what happens. But and again, I think that the players deserve more money. I definitely don't want to get it to where people think I don't think the players deserve raises. They deserve raises.
They do, yes. I think you said that off the beginning, John. When we give them raises, just make sure that we protect the assets. We all agree they're going to and should get raises. That's not the issue.
It's absolute, but I feel like when you hear people who are not as informed talk about this, they feel like there's either one of two camps: give them raises or don't give them raises. And there's an in the middle where you give them raises, but expect more from them.
Right.
They want so much of what the men have. And I know somebody was talking about, well, women's soccer. Well, women's soccer drew higher ratings, drew more people in the stands than what men's soccer did. So it was easier for them. They had proof that they were as big or a bigger draw. WNBA does not have that. And they don't play as many matches or as many games as the men and everything. So
I'll even argue though the Fever can be just as big a draw as the Pacers if they do it, if they continue to do it right. Well, no, I hear you, but I'm saying that can be the benchmark or the model for the other teams if they just start doing it right. They could actually,
yes,
in theory, be better than the NBA. I'm not saying they
Fever are easy to support.
Yeah.
It's the rest of the teams that suck.
Sure. If they would drop the political and activist nonsense, I think you could get more people that would want to watch women's basketball. I really think you could. But
and something else I don't think they realize, one of the reasons too that so many people enjoy the women's basketball and you see a lot more families there is because it is more affordable. If you want these gigantic raises, then they're going to have to make it up, and they're going to make it up in ticket prices. And when it doesn't become affordable for people to take their young kids, their daughters and their daughters' friends and go watch or even, get tickets, then your crowds are going to drop. They'll drop a little bit too. One of the things about women's basketball at the collegiate level and at the professional level is it is more family friendly because it's more price friendly for families.
Well, that's starting to slowly slip. I can tell you, I bought season tickets and they were about the same as when I bought Pacer season tickets. So they're getting close. It was about, well, for a full season on average, it ended up being about $60 per ticket per seat. So it wasn't. I'm trying to remember what we paid for Pacers season tickets when we had them, but it's starting to get up there. If you wanted lower bowl season tickets, it was a minimum of $8,000 per seat, or total $8,000, I think.
Most arenas would not be like that, John.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying it wasn't cheap. So
you pay the Caitlin tax,
which is fine. Well, yeah, and I'm fine with it.
Right?
I was fine. Yeah.
Yeah, of course we all welcome it. Yeah. We all welcome paying that tax, of course.
So I guess that's kind of where we are as far as Fever goes. We don't know if we're going to have a season. If we get that settled, it's going to be a whirlwind of activity when we go from one day of free agency into the draft, into expansion draft. Or I don't even know if that order is correct. I know free agency, the way they had the schedule planned, if they get this done on March 10th, they have one day for free agency and then either expansion draft or regular draft happened and then the next one happened the next day. It's a whirlwind because we got preseason coming up at the end of April.
Well, seems like we should be back here next Sunday to talk about it either way, because it's going to be big news either way at this point, and we'll keep everybody informed on my new daily podcast, Greg and His Friends Talk Sports. Thank you so much, guys, for your time, and go Fever if there's a fever to go.